You know that feeling, don't you? You've got this incredible vision for your AV setup. Maybe it's a cutting-edge home cinema or a really professional conference room, maybe even sophisticated digital signs.
Yeah.
You've invested in the best sources, amazing displays. You expect that pristine 4K video, immersive audio, seamless control. But then you hit that wall. How do you actually get that high bandwidth signal across a big room or, even between floors
Right.
without the picture flickering or the audio dropping out or just a mess of unreliable short cables?
Yeah.
It's a really common puzzle, isn't it?
It really is.
How do you keep that amazing image quality when the distance itself just seems to work against you?
Well, it's a fundamental challenge, isn't it? It's rooted right in the physics of signal transmission. When we're pushing the boundaries, high-res video, audio, especially like 4K 60 hertz, that's a lot of data.
Huge amount.
And every foot of cable adds potential for, well, signal degradation. What's really fascinating here is that while those limits are inherent, the solutions aren't just simple boosters anymore. They involve a pretty clever re-engineering of the whole transmission path that lets us conquer those distances and make sure the signal gets there exactly as it should every single time.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today. Our mission is to kind of demystify how standard network cables, CAT6 specifically, can become these unsung heroes in advanced HDMI systems.
Right. The ones you usually think of for your internet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially when you pair them with powerful tools like HDMI matrix switchers and HDMI extenders. We're going to unpack the why and the how behind getting flawless high-def content wherever you want it, no matter the scale or distance.
And our deep dive today, it's really grounded in understanding these robust, purpose-built connectivity solutions. We'll be looking at examples like the Wolfpack 60 feet CAT6 cables.
Okay.
Because they really exemplify the kind of innovative and, frankly, reliable engineering you need to make these advanced setups not just possible, but, well, pretty efficient.
So let's start right at the heart of it. The HDMI cable itself. We know it delivers stunning visuals, stunning audio, but we've all probably fought with its weakness when it comes to distance, right?
Oh, absolutely.
What's actually going on there, like fundamentally, that makes traditional HDMI so sensitive to length.
That's a great question because it really hits the core issue. See, standard HDMI cables are designed to carry this really complex, high-bandwidth digital signal across multiple parallel data channels. Think of it like a multi-lane highway, right? Carrying tons of information all at once.
Okay.
Over short distances, that works perfectly. But as you stretch that length out, several physical things kick in. Attenuation, the signal just loses strength.
Right.
Then there's crosstalk, where signals from nearby channels kind of bleed into each other and interfere.
Oh. Yeah.
And timing errors, which lead to data corruption. This isn't just about a slightly fuzzy picture. It can be a complete loss of data.
Yeah.
Your standard copper HDMI cables, they really struggle to carry uncompressed 4K reliably much beyond, say, 15, maybe 20 feet.
That's not very far at all.
No. Especially with cheaper cables. It's a basic physics problem, and that's why just sticking a simple passive booster on the end often isn't enough. You need a smarter approach.
That definitely puts the limitation in perspective. It's not just annoying, it's a real technical hurdle. It's a clever solution.
Exactly.
So now imagine you're not just trying to get one signal across a room, but you've got multiple sources. Blu-ray, maybe a couple game consoles, a streaming box, maybe even a PC for presentations.
All the good stuff.
Right. And you want to send any of those to any of several screens scattered around your place, maybe a home or even a business. That's where this idea of smart signal management really becomes critical. And this is where an HDMI matrix switcher comes in, isn't it?
Absolutely. Once you're juggling multiple sources and multiple destinations, the game changes from simple extension to needing intelligent, flexible management. An HDMI matrix switcher, well, it's basically the conductor of your AV orchestra.
Nice analogy.
It essentially decouples your content sources from your display locations. You can route any HDMI source to any display, independently, simultaneously.
Wow.
Think about a high-tech sports bar, right? 10 TVs. Each one could show a different game, or they could all show the big game just with a button press.
Yeah, I can picture that.
Or maybe in an office, a conference room needs to show a laptop on the main screen, while a smaller breakout room shows a prank video from a central server. It just gives you immense operational flexibility. And it helps future-proof things, too. It used to be incredibly complex or expensive to do this.
So we've got this amazing control over what plays where, thanks to the matrix switcher. But that core problem, distance, It's still there.
Still lurking.
What if one of those TVs is 50 feet away?
Yeah.
Or even 100 feet, maybe in another part of the building?
Mm-hmm.
Even with a great switcher, standard HDMI just isn't going to make that trip reliably, especially not with 4K.
Not a chance.
So this is where HDMI extenders become absolutely essential, right, for bridging that physical gap.
Precisely. The matrix gives you the control, the extenders give you the reach, and the clever part about HDMI extenders is how they bypass those HDMI cable limits. An extender system usually has two parts, a transmitter and a receiver.
Okay, transmitter and receiver.
The transmitter plugs into your source, which in this setup would be an output port on your matrix switcher.
Got it.
And the receiver plugs into your display way over at the other end. They work together. They basically take all those parallel data lanes in an HDMI signal, serialize them, pack them into a single high-speed stream, and then transmit that stream over a more robust, long-distance friendly medium. Then the receiver unpacks it all at the other end.
So it's like packing and unpacking the signal.
Exactly. It's incredibly efficient and much more resilient to noise and loss over distance. This lets you send signals way beyond HDMI's normal limits, often up to, say, 330 feet, maybe even more. It just transforms what's physically possible.
And the medium, the actual cable for that long trip between the transmitter and receiver. That's our often underestimated but very capable CAT6 cable.
That's the one.
The simple network cable we usually just think about for internet, it becomes the critical link. So what is it about CT6 that makes it so much better for this long-distance AV job than a standard HDMI cable?
Yeah, that's a critical point. The basic difference is in how they're built. HDMI cables have this relatively thick bundle of tiny, individually shielded wires. They're optimized for huge bandwidth, but only over short distances.
Right.
CT6, though, is a twisted pair cable. The wires inside are twisted together in pairs.
Okay, I've seen that.
That twisting plus good shielding dramatically cuts down on electromagnetic interference and that crosstalk we talked about.
Makes sense.
These cables are designed for efficient differential signaling. That basically means sending the same signal twice, but with opposite polarities. The receiver can then compare them and effectively cancel out any noise that got picked up along the way. It makes CAT6 incredibly resilient to signal degradation over long runs. And when they're optimized for AV use, like the Wolfpack ones we're discussing, high-quality CAT6 can reliably carry those high-bandwidth HDMI signals, say up to 100 feet, maybe more depending on the extender, without losing quality. Ideal for those tricky installations.
So it's not just about the cable being long, it's the fundamental engineering inside how it handles the data.
Exactly right.
And speaking of specifics, when we're choosing a CAT6 cable for this kind of high-performance AV, what should we really be looking for beyond just CAT6 on the box? Are there specs that truly matter?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all situation. When you're kicking CAT6 for this job, you really want one specifically engineered for AV extension, like those Wolfpack cables from our source material.
Yeah.
Look for really robust construction, something that minimizes signal loss, minimizes interference. Crucially, it has to support the specific resolutions and refresh rates you need.
Like 4K 60 hertz.
Exactly. 1080p, 4K 30 hertz, 4K 60 hertz, whatever your sources and displays demand. That ensures your high-def content stays pristine, uncompressed, pixel for pixel.
Right.
The cable's bandwidth rating is also important. You might see something like 100 Mbps bandwidth mentioned for these AV-specific cables. Now, that might sound low compared to gigabit networking.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
But it's actually optimized for the specific continuous data streams of high-res video and audio. It ensures a stable, uncompressed transmission without the kind of overhead or latency you might get trying to run it over a general computer network.
Okay, so it's tailored for video.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And for a lot of professional or government jobs, you'd also look for things like TAA compliance. That means it's manufactured or substantially transformed in the U.S. or a designated friendly country. That's often key for supply chain security and certain quality standards.
That makes a lot of sense. Choosing the right tool for the job, really tailored to the unique demands of high-fidelity AV.
Okay, so what does all this actually mean for someone setting up their own system? Let's walk through a practical, step-by-step example. How do these pieces connect to deliver those great visuals and sound across the distance? Lay out the blueprint for us.
Yeah, let's connect the dots. Thinking broadly, the real beauty here is how modular and scalable this whole system is. It's this elegant synergy that gives you both huge flexibility and extensive reach.
Okay.
So here's a typical setup you could follow using these kinds of solid components. First step, connect all your HDMI sources. Your Blu-ray player, your gaming console, maybe a presentation PC. Plug them right into the HDMI matrix switcher's input ports. Use good quality but short HDMI cables for these connections. This switcher is now your command center.
Right, everything feeds into the matrix first. Exactly. Second step, from an output port on the HDMI matrix switcher, you connect another short HDMI cable. This one goes to the HDMI extender's transmitter unit. This is the crucial handoff point. The signal gets prepped here for its long trip.
Okay, switcher output to transmitter input.
Perfect. Third step. Now for the long haul. This is where the magic happens. You run your specialized CT6 cable. Let's say it's that 60-foot Wolfpack CT660 cable we mentioned. Run it from the transmitter unit all the way across the room or down the hall to wherever your display is going to be.
So the CT6 handles the long distance.
That single, robust CAT6 cable carries that high bandwidth signal way further than HDMI could alone. Easily scans big rooms, auditoriums, multiple offices. Fourth step, at the display's location, you connect the other end of that long CAT6 cable into the HDMI extender's receiver unit. This receiver is the other half of the pair. It takes that signal from the CT6 and translates it back into a standard HDMI format that your TV or projector can understand.
Okay, CT6 into the receiver.
Right. And finally, the fifth step, you use another short HDMI cable. Often, good extender kits include these, like those two free 3-foot ones that come with the Wolfpack CAT6 cable.
Oh, handy.
Yeah. You use that short HDMI cable to connect the receiver unit to your actual display, your TV, your projector, whatever it is. And boom, the pristine signal is right there on screen.
That's an incredibly clear, practical roadmap.
Yeah.
So basically, this whole integrated system lets you manage multiple sources, send them intelligently to any screen you want, and then push those high-quality signals over serious distances using reliable CT6. You're not just sending a signal, you're preserving its integrity, delivering full 1080p, 4K 30, even 4K 60 Hz without any compromise.
Exactly. And the real value here, the payoff, is that this integrated approach fundamentally changes what's even possible in AV distribution. You're not just stretching a signal, you're preserving its quality, ensuring a flawless experience across any distance.
Yeah.
And this really prompts an important thought. Why should you compromise on perfect quality or limit where you put your screens? Especially when these robust, well-engineered solutions for long-distance, multi-display setups are so accessible and proven now.
Right.
It means, professional credibility in a conference room, truly immersive entertainment at home, and just the peace of mind that your setup can handle today's content and probably tomorrow's too.
And that reliability, that commitment to quality, it's crucial, isn't it? It's also worth remembering this isn't just theory. Companies with decades of experience in this space, like the team behind the Wolfpack brand we mentioned, they've been pioneers here.
Yeah, 24 years certified since 2003. That's a long time refining these solutions.
Exactly. They've been bringing robust, reliable connectivity to market for a long time. They really understand the nuances of making these complex systems work seamlessly. So yeah, this synergistic system, matrix switchers, extenders, specialized CA6, it ensures you can route, extend, and display high-res content over significant distances without losing quality. Perfect for big homes, commercial spaces, professional settings. And there you have it, a much clearer picture, pun absolutely intended, of how something as fundamental as a CA6 cable, when you strategically pair it with the right switchers and extenders, can just revolutionize your whole AV setup.
Yeah.
It's all about making sure your incredible content looks just as amazing on that screen way over there as it does on the one right next to the source. It gives you unparalleled flexibility and control.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really a powerful reminder, isn't it, that perceived technical limits often have these really elegant solutions, sometimes overlooked. It encourages us to think critically, How can we proactively design our spaces, optimize our environments for the absolute best experience? Moving beyond just the limits of standard short cables, it's really about empowering your vision.
So next time you're facing an AV challenge, maybe it's a flicker on a distant TV, or you really want multiple independent screens, or just that darn cable won't reach.
We've all been there.
Consider how much potential gets unlocked when you think beyond that typical connection. When you embrace a system that's actually designed for true long-haul, high-fidelity AV distribution, how many creative display solutions, how many seamless experiences could be waiting? Just a purpose-built CAT6 cable and a clever extender away. Think about the possibilities for your next setup.